In between all the lengthy JRPGs I've been playing lately, there is this game, Ori and the Blind Forest, which I played based on a recommendation made by one of my friends. I had a great time playing it as a change of pace between playing Persona 5 Royal and Ao no Kiseki, and as I finished the game I came to two conclusions. One, I'm bad at platforming games, and two, this is a seriously great game and a stunning work of art. This is why you listen to a friend's recommendations, folks. Ori and the Blind Forest is a Metroidvania platform adventure game developed by Moon Studios and published by Microsoft Studios. As a Microsoft-published game, it was exclusive to the PC and Xbox One upon its initial release in 2015, but in September of 2019, as part of Nintendo and Microsoft's recent agreement, it was brought over to the Nintendo Switch. The game also got a definitive edition in 2016 that added difficulty modes, fast travel around the map, and some new story content, which is the version I played. The game upon release was widely praised for its fun gameplay, touching story, and gorgeous art. I couldn't find the exact sales figures, but according to people at Moon Studios, the game became profitable in the first week after launch, so I think it's safe to say it was a success. This critical and commercial success led to a direct sequel released in 2020, but my focus is of course on the first game. You play as the titular Ori, a spirit of light who got blown away from the spirit tree in a storm and was rescued by a creature named Naru. Unfortunately, the Forest of Nibble and the spirit tree at the center of it fall into decay, and it is then up to Ori to help the forest recover. Along with a light-orbed companion named Sign, Ori needs to restore the light for the three elements of water, wind, and fire. I mean warmth. Guess Earth couldn't be made into a W word, so they couldn't use it. Their progress towards restoring the spirit tree, though, is impeded by the hostile dark owl Kuro. The story is simple and effective, having a lot of poignant moments that hit all the emotional pressure points. The game cleverly uses all the tools at its disposal to tell its story, like showing through Ori's animation the struggle Ori is going through in the beginning sequence of the game, just with movement. And this is completely without any vocalized dialogue, or at least any comprehensible vocalized dialogue. For a game with a tiny cast of characters and very little dialogue of any kind, it's impressive how well the story was told and how attached I got to the characters. As for gameplay, because Ori and the Blind Forest is an adventure Metroidvania, you should expect a lot of exploring, and that means a lot of platforming given the setup of the various areas you'll be navigating through. The platforming starts simple, with Ori only having the ability to jump, but by the end you'll be flying through the air with standard platforming skills like wall jumps and double jump, and also unique skills to this game such as the bash ability where you can launch off of projectiles being shot at you. You gain these abilities at ancestral trees scattered around the map. Don't worry about missing them though, you basically have to find them in order to proceed. There are missable collectibles that will help you though, such as life cells that increase your health or energy cells that give you more energy. Energy can be used in two ways. First, it can be used to activate the charge flame ability that bursts nearby enemies or objects radiating blue light, but the second, infinitely more useful and important function is as a soul link, which is basically a save point. From a soul link, you can save the game and upgrade abilities in one of the three ability trees of combat, utility, or efficiency if you have enough ability points. They become even more valuable if you get the ability that grants you small amounts of healing when putting down a soul link. The soul link system is a fun way to add strategy to the game with save points of all things, because you have to be careful of where you put them or you might run out in a difficult section and have to complete it all in one go. There's a lot to explore around the map, both in your first go around and every time you gain a new skill granting you access to previously blocked off areas. I mentioned that one of the ability trees is combat, since enemies litter the map. The combat though is fairly basic, not too much other than avoiding their attacks and shooting off your own courtesy of Sign. What Ori does well with its combat is found in the variety of enemies. There are quite a few enemies you'll encounter with many different ways of attacking you, and in the creative use of them in conjunction with certain skills. The bash ability is a prominent example, as there are sections where you need to keep enemies alive so they can continue providing the projectiles you need to bash off of to reach your ultimate destination. I enjoyed the creative use of the enemies to offer another challenge on the platforming section, even if at times it was quite frustrating as I attempted to get past those particular sections. Difficulty-wise, the game offers quite the challenge to players new and old. For the new players, there is a gradual build-up, but soon enough you'll be hit with things like the escape sequences where you need to showcase all of your skills in order to successfully evade the rushing waters or whatever is chasing you. For experienced players, there are several ways to challenge yourself via higher difficulties and, of course, the ultimate challenge, One Life mode, a mode which is exactly what it sounds like. This game is not an easy jaunt, even on easy, but that makes reaching those heights and completing the game all the more satisfying. On the presentation side, there will be no complaints, only praise. The game is stunning from the moment you start it up to the end credits. The art style of this game just blew me away the entire time, and I'm glad I can admire it more in the footage now that I'm not concentrating on keeping Ori alive. Some games with beautiful visuals fail on UI design presenting information. That's not the case here. Ori's menus are smooth, easy to navigate and understand, and the in-game overlay of health cells, ability points, and energy cells are easy to understand and unobtrusive when not needed. The music is extremely atmospheric, setting the mood of each part of the game extremely well. It's not a soundtrack I think I'd listen to in my downtime, but it does its job with flying colors in-game. I especially love the hauntingly beautiful vocals that support the melodies of many of the game's more emotional music. The presentation only enhances every aspect of the game, and that just shows what a fantastic job the creators did in constructing this game and its world. Clearly, I need to keep listening to friends because every time I do, it seems I get a worthwhile experience out of it. Ori and the Blind Forest is an excellent game filled with challenges to overcome while also showing a beautifully detailed world and telling a deep thematic story. If any of that sounds appealing to you, I highly encourage you all to give the game a try. Please leave a like to help purify the waters of the YouTube algorithm so more people can find this video. Comment below any thoughts on the game, and subscribe for more video game content. Have a great day, and happy gaming!